Greetings, everyone. Glenn Ackerman going live. Sorry for we had a little technical delay going on. So we're going to get started here. Our topic today is energy awareness and male sexuality. Can it be dangerous? So while we have people coming on, as usual, as the tradition, I will play a couple of some music tunes while people start coming on the broadcast. All right, Glenn is going live. Here we go. So, welcome everybody coming on. This little theme music as we begin today's Facebook Live. Welcome everybody coming on. Little music as we get started shortly. One more time around, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Welcome everybody coming on to Facebook Live Sunday morning. A little flavor for you. All right. Welcome everybody. Put my beloved guitar down there. That's a beautiful Ramirez Spanish guitar. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. I want to welcome everybody to this week's Facebook Live, Energy Awareness. Our topic today is energy awareness and male sexuality. Can it be dangerous? Part 2. Okay, we did part 1 last week, and we got such an overwhelming response, and I didn't get all the material in that I wanted to get in last week, so we're going to add some more and go into some case studies about how exactly the energy works. So I want to give you guys a shout out. Billy Heckler, my old friend, welcome. Laird, glad to have you here. Brian Moreno is on here. Kenneth, are you in Japan? Oh my gosh, welcome. Glad you're here. My old buddy, the Stat, is on here, and welcome Terry Vasquez. If you guys could just write me a note and just make a comment on the chat section, just saying hi, saying where you're from. That would help move the broadcast along here, especially when we repost it. So everybody, if you'd be so kind, just write me out a shout out. How you doing? I appreciate it. Oh, Kenneth's in LA. All right. Well, we should hook up, Kenneth. All right. So Now, how many of you on here heard me do level 1, energy awareness training in male sexuality, part 1? Anybody here? Because I want to know what I have to explain so we can get current and I can give you the next batch of information. Okay, Brian from Chicago, right on. The Windy City is being represented here this morning. Beautiful. All right. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background, since I know you hear a lot of people saying that they've been on here and heard it. Let me give you a quick recap of what we did in part 1, and then we can go on to part 2. So, got a little frog in my throat here. All right. My name is Glenn Ackerman, and I'm the founder and creator and developer of Energy Awareness Training. Energy Awareness Training. What that is, it's a brand new, powerful method. I think the most powerful method in the world that I've ever seen to be able to create change in human beings, to be able to take situations that have been stuck for years, whatever the issue is, and to be able to move it forward. And specifically works in the areas of anxiety, of stress, of worry, of self-esteem or lack thereof, debilitating emotions, the issues or the emotions or the energies that take us down. Okay, I'm going to explain that here in a second. So background about me: I've been in the personal development field for over 25 years, and I've been a student and I've been a teacher of many different disciplines. From A to Z, you name it, I've probably done it or probably taught it. And many of you are students of mine or friends of mine or colleagues of mine in the vast area of the personal development courses, seminars, trainings, retreats, sweat lodges, all the stuff that done through the years here. And one of the key characteristics that I mention here is we talk about energy awareness training. Is a new aspect of learning how to create change. Now, as you guys know, creating change is pretty difficult. It's not an easy thing to do, to change your behaviors, to change your habits, to change your outlook, to change your body. All of these things require focus, and they require persistence, and they require dedication. And so many times when we try to create change, we fail. We try, but we don't. And so many of the things that we do in our lives, we're constantly trying to make good decisions about our health, about our relationships, about our investments, about our money, about our career, about the directions of our lives. And a lot of times we get it right, but a lot of times we get it wrong. And when we get it wrong, or when we make decisions that we intended to be good for us, but wind up not being good for us, that's where our suffering, our misery comes from. And energy awareness training eliminates that challenge, because when you're energetically aware, you're able to see not just what I call the 3-dimensional reality that we're living in, the world that we all agree in, where what we can see and what we can hear and what we can feel, our senses, our sensory world. That's what I call the 3D world. And when you're living in the 3-dimensional world, according to science, you're only accessing about 10 to 20% of what's going on. So the scientific experts in the field of string theory and quantum theory have said that they believe that there are 10 plus realities, different levels of reality in our existence, in the human existence. But by and large, we can only access, the average person can only access 3 dimensions. Well, in energy awareness training, we open that up, and I show you how to be able to access higher dimensions, which is more information, which is more insight, which is more awareness. And in the teachings, as I begin to teach energy awareness training, I started doing one-on-one coaching here in my office in West Hollywood, and now I do trainings online. We have all sorts of courses. We have a YouTube channel. We're getting this information and this methodology out because it's powerful, because people are getting results, because people are changing their lives. And this force, this knowledge, not only did it help me, but it's enabled me to help other people create miracles in their lives, in that things that they wanted to change, behaviors, health, trajectory of relationships or career that they tried. Maybe this is you. It was me. I tried this, and I tried that, and I tried this, and I this to overcome the issues. And usually it's the way we feel about ourselves or the way we feel about our potential or our ability to move through this world with strength and power. And so much of that is we take one step forward, we take two steps back. Well, in energy awareness training, what we do is we recognize what the influences are in our lives. See, we are constantly under the influence, under influence. But part of us wants to go this way, part of us wants to go that way, a part of us wants to lose weight, but a part of us wants to, eat whatever I want. Part of you wants to be in a committed relationship, and another part of you wants to be, free and single. I mean, we have these alternating energies. So when I explain energy awareness training to people, I mention that everything that we're doing in this planet is an energetic exchange. We're having one right now. Anything that human beings do, talking to other people, doing your work, exercising, trying to earn a living, trying to maintain your house, trying to have a great social life, whatever it is, it all involves energy. It's all an energetic exchange because everything in this planet is energy. We're in an energetic universe. Now, I was taught that in my 7th grade, science teacher, but it never really dawned on me until I started investigating how and the hows and whys of how to make personal change. So we're dealing with everything as an energy, and Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest scientists who ever lived, they named a car company after him. You might have seen him driving around. He says, if you really want to understand the mysteries of life and how it really works, then you're going to have to start looking at things in terms of frequency and vibration. Now, those were prophetic words, because what we discovered in energy awareness training is that when you look at life and all that it encompasses from a place of energy, from a place of vibration, from a place of frequency, you're able to see things that most people can't. You're able to recognize patterns. You're able to recognize frequencies. You're able to recognize how these energies work. Now, I talk about hidden energies because most of the energies that we're dealing with are hidden, that influence us. We're not aware of that on a conscious level. So what I do is I give the example of the iceberg, which is 10% above the water you can see, 90% below the water you can't see. And the Titanic wasn't sunk by the 10% you could see. It was sunk by the 90% you couldn't see, right? So it's not what we can see that does us in, it's what we can't see. And I have a saying that says, that which we can see, we can control. That which we can't see controls us. And that's very important. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. As far as male sex energy, can it be dangerous? Because in energy awareness training, we recognize is that there are forces trying to influence us. And we recognize it as energy. You can call it a motivation, you can call it a direction, you can call it an urge, you can call it a desire, but whatever that it is, it's a direction, it's an energy. And we know that energy has a power, energy has a purpose, energy has a frequency, energy has a direction, and it gives off information. Okay, really important. So when you're energetically aware, when I'm talking to somebody, there's usually two things happening. We're having the interaction, talking about the weather, or talking baseball, or talking spring, and there's another current of energy, which you're picking up from them, they're picking up from you, which you're radiating out to them, and they're radiating out to you. You see, as human beings, we are energetic sending and receiving vehicles. We're constantly sending our energy out. You're feeling my energy now. I'm feeling yours. So when you recognize this, you're able to tap into a whole nother awareness, that we were never taught. We were never taught about frequency and vibration as it relates to human behavior. We were taught, to do test tubes and in the science lab and one molecule and this and molecule and that. But we were never taught how to look at life and recognize these energies from an energetic point of view, the vibration or frequencies from an energetic point of view. So that's what we do in energy awareness training. So this is my 6th Facebook Live. I've gone into a lot of background about how this stuff works. I'm just giving you the headline so we can go into today's topic. Now, a couple more things. I want you to know, if this is your first time hearing me, that of all these energies that are trying to influence us, okay, and there's hundreds of them, but you can boil it down into 2 headings, in underneath 2 categories, okay? And the categories are what I identify is high vibrational energy. It's what I call it: high frequency, high vibration energy, high awareness energy, or low vibration energy, low frequency energy, low consciousness energy. Okay, so underneath all the different energies there are, they fall under these 2 headings. All right, now in energy awareness training, when I'm teaching students about this, one of the things I do is I teach them about energetic laws or energetic principles. And again, we were never taught these in school, but we have to live through these principles every day. We're living in them, we're encountering them, whether you're aware or not. So one of them is the law of duality, the energetic law of duality, or the law of polarity, which states that if there's an A, there's going to be a B. Right? If there's an up, there's a down. If there's a left, there's a right. If there's a good, there's a bad. If there's a right, there's a wrong. If it's morning, there's going to be evening. If it's evening, it's going to be morning. If there's a male, there's a female, etc. Okay, so you've got the polarity. And this is something very important to understand, energetically living in this planet, that there are polarities of everything. Now, so let's move this into the categories, the energy. The high vibration energy, well, we'll put it over here. The high vibration energy that I'm talking about is a vibration of awareness, of consciousness, of happiness, of joy, of peace, of love, of tranquility, of abundance, of blessings. All of these wonderful things that we're dealing with here, that's high vibrational energy, all the things that we want. Now, when we're in a high vibration energy, you go out walking on a Sunday morning, it's a beautiful day. You're not thinking, oh, I'm in high vibrational energy. At least most people don't. It just seems natural. It just seems natural to be in the sunshine and to feel good and have some great moments with friends or a meal, etc. So this is the energy here that we want to be in all the time. Unfortunately, we have another energy, okay? Law of polarity. If you got a high vibration, you're going to have a low vibration energy, right? And the low vibration energy is just the opposite of the high. So if I'm talking happy, joyous, free, abundant, blessed, loving, the other energy is going to be anxiety, stress, worry, doubt, fear, shame, guilt. Now, this is really important when we're going to be talking about sexuality, because the dangerous sexuality of a man hooks right into that low vibration energy. So low vibration energy, when we have secrets, when we have shame, when we have things that we've done we don't want anybody to know about, when we have our sexual desires that need to be fulfilled, and we're not sure how we're going to do that or what the appropriate thing is, okay? That's low vibration energy. Lust, obsessiveness, compulsiveness, neediness, desperateness, high pressure, a win-lose situation. In low vibration energy, it's a win-lose concept. As long as I win, I don't care if you win. You could lose, but I just want to win. It's win-lose. Whereas over here in the high vibration energy is win-win. It's good for all. There's no rush. There's a flow. There's an ease. There's a peace. There's a fulfillment. Okay? So if you just get these two headings of how the energy works, now we can move forward. The high vibrational energy is the energy that we want. It's the energy that makes us feel good. And two things you need to know about high vibration energy. High vibration energy attracts more high vibrational energy, right? More good stuff, more happiness, more joy. And high vibration energy, usually the form is you put off immediate gratification for long-term fulfillment. So in high vibration energy, we're talking about long-term fulfillment. So when we're happy and we're fulfilled, we don't just want to be happy and fulfilled for a minute or for 5 minutes or for an hour, right? We want to be fulfilled continually, long-term fulfillment. So whatever you're talking about in life, if you want a great relationship, right? You want it to be a high vibration energy relationship. You want it to last. You want it to continue. You want it to move forward, right? In your business, you want your business to last. You don't want to just make a couple of bucks, for a couple of days and the thing's over, right? You want the thing to last. You want it to move forward. Your health, you still want to be healthy for a month or two. You want long-term health, long-term fulfillment. That's what we got over here in a high vibrational energy. Okay. Now let's go into low vibration energy. Low vibration energy, again, is the same principle. Low vibration energy creates more low vibration energy. Okay, so when you see somebody who's worried, who's anxious, who's depressed with all that stuff, and you hang around, and what tends to happen to you? You start getting depressed. You start getting worried. Oh, you're with somebody, and how are you doing today? Oh, my head hurts, and and my son hasn't called me, and you're like, oh, that's too bad. You stay around that, it's going to rub off on you. So low vibration energy creates more low vibration energy. Okay, now, one last principle, and then we'll start. The high vibration energy, its method, since the low vibration energy's job is to block out the high vibrational energy. So if I'm over here happy, joyous, and free, and I'm having a great day, and the low vibration energy's job is to try to interfere with that, is to try to block that, is to try to resist that. So here's an example. I'm having a great day, walk down the street, things are great, and then all of a sudden I get a thought of, oh, the boss wanted to see me first thing in the morning tomorrow. I wonder what he wants. I hope he doesn't fire me. Oh, but if I'm fired, then I won't have money. And if I don't have money, I'll can't pay. And all of a sudden, I'm not in the high vibration energy anymore. I'm in low vibration energy. Now I'm worried. I've got chaos. I've got anxiety. I've got stress, etc. This is how it works. The low vibration energy's job is to create chaos, disruption, confusion, and separation. That's the job of the low vibration energy. So anytime that you're having a great day or you're in a great mood, remember the times when all of a sudden, yeah, things are going great, but what if this happens? Yeah, but what if that happens? That low vibration energies, what if this happens? And it pulls you out of your happy mood. It starts asking you questions. Well, you're happy, the relationship's going great today, but what about tomorrow? Will she stay with me, or will he stay with me, or what's going to happen tomorrow? And what if they leave me? And so you're either in one of two energies. Okay, you're either in peace, in tranquility, and high vibrational energy, or you're in low vibration energy, in fear, in worry, in doubt, in all the stuff that doesn't feel good. High, low. Okay, everybody with me so far? That's the first distinction I want to make. Got some more people coming on. Welcome, everybody. I'm glad you're here. Appreciate all the comments that you guys are making. Hi, Nikesh. Welcome aboard. Donna Morosi. Haven't seen you quite a while. Welcome aboard. Glad you guys are here. You could just jot me a comment here on the chat, just saying hi. And any questions that you have, or anything, any feedback of what I'm talking about here, I'm happy to look at that. And so I appreciate you guys. This is an interactive broadcast here, so your input is welcome. All right, now remember this here now, and then we're going to go into today's topic. The low vibration energy recognizes that we wouldn't choose to connect to that energy. The low vibration energy knows it's bad news. Okay, you know, it's like a mosquito. A mosquito comes, and the mosquito can't come up to me and go, "Hey, Glenn, do you mind if I bite you on the neck so I can have some blood?" I would say, "No, you don't get to. That's not cool. I don't want you to do that. That's a win. That's a low vibration energy active. Something in it for you, nothing in it for me, except a big itchy, welt on my neck." So just like the low vibration energy, the mosquito has to be covert. It has to fly around, it buzzes you and waits for you to fall asleep or waits for you to get distracted. And the minute you get distracted, boom, it bites you, right? Now, happens to us all. But here's something interesting. You notice when you're asleep or when you're sitting, you hear that buzz in your ear. You hear that buzz in your ear and you go, "Ah, mosquito. Get away." The mosquito goes, "Oh, he knows I'm here. I'm going to withdraw." It's the same way with the energies. When you're energetically aware, you have a tendency to know when low vibration energy is trying to attack. Now, the skills of being able to read hidden energies, to be able to safeguard yourself against low vibration energies, all these things, they don't happen overnight. That's why I call it a training. These are specific skills that you learn on how to deal with the energetic forces around you and inside you. Inside you, outside you, it's all the same thing. So, the question is, well, how do I do that? Well, how do I do this? Well, I'm trying to explain it to you as best I can for today's topic here on how the energies work. I have videos on YouTube that explain a little bit more on how they work, but I just want to give you an understanding here for this class. Now, the low vibration, remember I said the high vibration energy wants long-term fulfillment, and it understands that long-term fulfillment sometimes means putting off immediate pleasure. So for example, if you want to get a college education and go to university, it may be a gorgeous day, it may be a perfect beach day, but you got class that day. So you have to put off that pleasure of going to the beach to go to class, right? For long-term fulfillment. Yeah, you could cut out and go to the beach, but if you do that more than times, it's going to sabotage your long-term goal. So our long-term goal for those of us who are business people is to have a business that continues on, that continues long-term, continues paying us, continues serving your customers. You don't want to just make a big chunk of money or just a quick in and out, because no matter how much you make, you're going to need more down the road. So like in dating, for example, most dates, if you're really serious about getting to know someone, you're pretty much not going to go in with them the first night, right? It's just because you can, but that's going to interfere with your long-term desire for long-term fulfillment. So in the low vibration energies will give you a quick hit. Okay, and this is important for our class today. The low vibration energies, and by the way, what's the purpose of these energies? The purpose of the high vibration energy is to build you up, is for you to be able to heal yourself, to be able to move up from your past to all the things that have been plaguing you or keeping you down or making you feel like a victim. The high vibration is there for you to be able to heal and recover whatever you've been through, and every human being is recovering from something. I'll tell you that right now, everyone, because that's the way it's set up. So we're covering, we're healing, and eventually to find and experience your full potential life. That's the purpose of the high vibrational energy, for you to be experiencing this life at your fullest, at your happiness, in complete and total high vibrational energy. Now, the low vibration energy's job is to block that, is to block it, is to keep you from that happiness. And how does it do it? By creating chaos, distraction, disruption, separation. So whenever you see that going on, okay, that blocks our high vibrational energy. So if I'm having a great day and feeling fulfilled, or in high vibrational energy, the low vibration energy will bring stuff, or at least try to bring me thoughts, feelings, or emotions, or actual circumstances that will try to block my happiness. Okay? Now, in energy awareness training, we teach you that when you're in a high vibrational energy, you are beyond the reactions of the three-dimensional world. So in other words, in high vibrational energy, you can be happy, joyous, and free no matter what anybody else is doing or not doing, because the energy itself is fulfillment. It's long-term fulfillment. It's connection to source. It's connection to your higher self. It's connection to all the great energies that are inside you. Okay, the low vibration energy wants to block that. So its way of dealing with you is if it can lure you into getting involved with someone or something or some activity where there's immediate upfront gratification, immediate desire fulfillment, it can draw you into inappropriate behavior. It can draw you into addiction. It can draw you into it. Why? Because it feels good. And we all want to feel good. Well, you know what? There's high vibration energy feeling good, and there's low vibration energy feeling good. So you believe me, you don't want to feel good if it's low vibration energy. Why? Why don't I want to feel good if it's low vibration energy? Because the purpose of low vibration energy is to make you suffer. The purpose of this energy over here is to make you suffer, is to keep you away from high vibrational energy. So it's really simple as illustrating, the forces that go into us when we want to make change. Let's say we're overweight and we want to start working out and want to lose some weight and want to eat right. Okay. Well, we get inspired to make those changes. And for a while, hey, we're going to the gym. For a while, we're eating right. For a while, we're moving in the direction, in the high vibration energy direction. But sooner or later, there comes another energy that says, do I really want to work out? It's such a nice day. Or, do I really want to stay to this diet? It's the weekend. I should be able to eat whatever I want. I deserve it. Right? So you've got these forces that are pulling you one way and the other. And when we've got energies that are moving in opposite directions, we have a tendency to just shut down. Okay? And when we shut down, no energy moves. And for you to be healthy, energy must continually be moving. And that's one of the things I teach a lot of exercises in energy awareness training on how to keep the energy moving. It's like a garden hose. Remember when we were kids, you doing the garden hose? Well, as long as the hose is straight, the water's going to come out of it. But when there's a kink in the hose, now you're blocking the water from coming out. And it's the same thing in our energies. If there's a kink in our hose, in our energetic hose, for example, if our energy's blocked or shut down or not flowing, then we're going to be moving in low vibration energy. Because in low vibration energy doesn't move that much. Okay? In high vibration energy, it's always moving. Okay? Always moving. Now, I've just given you the foundation for what we're talking about today, which is energy awareness and male sexuality. Okay? So let's talk about that. I want to make a profile here and build up. By the way, anybody on the call here was on last week and had any questions on anything that we're talking about, please let me know. All right, you're right here with me. Thank you. Hey, Raphael, welcome. David, welcome. All you new guys, Alex, welcome. Everybody coming on. Great. So we made this first aspect of how the energy works. Now, this is the answer, by the way, to the question, why is my life the way it is? You know, however old you are, you know, even if you're still a teenager, you know, a few years ago, you were here and you wanted to be here, okay? And whatever, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever it is, didn't you think things would be a lot different by the time you hit this age? Didn't you think, hey, I thought I'd be here, I thought I'd be there? A lot of you thought you'd be movie stars by now, or rock stars, or famous, or millionaires by now. So there's so many things that we don't understand initially about our lives. Why do we go in this direction? Why do I have the relationship I have? Why am I in the situation that I am? And for a lot of you, the situations are stressful. You know, Shakespeare said most people live lives of quiet desperation. Well, when you're desperate, that means nothing's changing, right? When you're desperate, or you're unhappy, or you're frustrated, or you're unfulfilled, that means that something's not happening in life. That means that you're here and you wish you were over here. So that starts the process of the desire to change. And we're all trying to change. We're all trying to get better. We're all trying to get richer. We're all trying to be better people, more loving people, hopefully more kind people, etc. But why is change so hard? Change is hard because if you don't recognize the hidden energies that are influencing you, then you will think that, well, it's just the way I am. I guess I didn't really mean it, or I guess my willpower. No, you're being influenced every day by these two forces that I talked to you about. Now, we don't have any problem with this force. This is the force we want, the high vibrational energy. It's the low vibrational energy that we have the problems with, because that energy approaches us every single day. And it comes in our thoughts, it comes in our emotions, it comes in our feelings, and it becomes in our behaviors. And it's trying to pull us into a direction that will ultimately cause pain and suffering. So if I start thinking about right now, allowing the thoughts to come in, well, what's wrong with my life? What don't I like about my life? You know, what sucks in my life? Well, if I go to that place, that's going to pull me in the direction of low vibration energy, which wants to do what? Create chaos, create suffering, create disruption, create distraction. So I'm aware that these energies can infiltrate our thoughts, infiltrate our emotions, infiltrate our feelings. I gave 3 examples of that in the last class. You know, really quickly, it's the thought that comes when you're on a high place and you're looking over the balcony and you go, wow, what a nice view. And there's some voice inside your head that says, jump, jump. You're like, jump? Where'd that thought come from, man? That's whacked out. Yeah, that's not your thought. That's why it's whacked out. So a lot of the things that we think of that we're ashamed, and you think, oh God, I hope nobody thought, no, I'm thinking this, so they think I'm weird or strange. No, these are energies that are creating these fields of frequencies that affect our thoughts, feelings, emotions, and our behaviors. Okay, and if you're aware of how they work, and you can see them, if you've been energetically trained, then you can spot these energies coming a mile away. But if you're not energetically trained or aware, and you don't know how the frequencies work, you can't see them, and they can be right on you, and you just can't see them because you're not aware yet. But you will feel the effects of how they work. So one of the things I want to mention here, a couple more energetic laws, is energetic law number 2 is the world of paradox. The energy law of paradox simply means some things are the way they seem to be sometimes. Sometimes they're not the way they seem to be, right? Sometimes you get involved with something and it's exactly what you thought it would be. But other times you get involved with things and they're not what you thought they could be. And you go, whoa, if only I had known then what I know now, then I wouldn't have made that bad decision, and I wouldn't have had to suffer, or I wouldn't have made the mistake, or I wouldn't have wasted my time, etc. Well, the power of energy awareness training is to be able to see the energy and the results of something you're about to do, a relationship, a decision, an investment, a place to live, etc. To be able to see the outcome before you do it, not after, before you do it. And you can, well, Glenn, how is that like telling the future? Is that like I can tell the future? Yeah, it's like being able to tell the future because you know where the trend is going. I know high vibration energy, if something is truthful, if something is free, if something is expansive, if it's loving, if it's humble, if it's in service or sharing or care, I know that's high vibrational energy. Cool. And I know that if there's something that's anxiety, worry, stress, fear, obsessive, or this power over me or something messing with me, I know that's low vibration energy. And I know I don't want any part of it, right? We want the high vibration. We don't want the low vibration. But the low vibration doesn't care. It's going to continue to affect us and to try to influence us because that's its job, to be able to do that. And if you recognize the patterns and how they work, it's very clear. So now, with that said, let me go into specifically what I want to talk about tonight, which is male sexuality. Can it be dangerous? Well, we illustrated last week that it can be, but let's talk about the energy first off. So we have the sex energy, and the sex energy and the sex desires, it's part of our human makeup. We didn't get really too much training on that. And usually for most people, not all, but for most people, there's a lot of shame involved. Shame involved when you realize that that's what your parents did to make you, realizing that your body is changing. When we went through puberty, our bodies were changing, and so many different emotions and feelings and hormones taking place inside us that, we weren't used to it. Nobody really explained it to us. And, most of our parents were hung up about it. My mother certainly was. I didn't want to talk to anything about that, with her. And so the messages that we're getting is that there's this thing that we're doing, and our bodies are changing, and we have these desires, and they're pulling us in a direction. And that's what the sexual urge does. Now, for young men, as we grew up, we have no training on that. We have no training on that. You might see a movie in junior high about it, but no one has taught us, the average modern man, on what his sexuality is and how to deal with it in a healthy way. So what's happened is we have an epidemic now of a dysfunctional sexual activity for men, because as men grow out of puberty in their teens and in their 20s, that's the time when you're sexually at your peak, when your body is going, come on, man, let's have as much sex as we can. Let's conquer the female. Let's be our Don Juan, our Casanova, our man about town. Those are the messages that we get when we're growing up. That well, if I'm a real man, then first off, I'm a tough guy. I don't let anybody mess with me. And second up, I'm good with the ladies. Good with the ladies. What does that mean? Does that mean that you've learned to have high vibration energy relationships with women, and that you learn about the proper interaction with male and female? Probably not, because most of the time, as guys are growing up, they tend to look at women and objectify them, because that's the information that they're getting internally and they're getting externally. So what you hear is, locker room talk. Where do we hear that one? Locker room talk. Locker room talk is basically guys getting together and talking about the opposite sex, what I got, what I didn't get, what she gave me, what I'm trying to get, what she wouldn't get. It's like It's like this game of trying to get it, trying not to get it, you know, et cetera. And it can be very disrespectful, as we heard the president, we heard his Access Hollywood, that came from the president of the United States about how some men think about women. And why do they think that? Because we weren't taught any differently. Most of us, for example. So we have to learn. Hopefully most men learn, if you had mother, you had sisters or somewhere, you learn manners, and you learn that there's a difference between men and women, and that what's going on with you, especially, you know, how horny you are, and how, you know, how overwhelmed with the sex urge you are, which most guys are, that's not necessarily happening with women, at least in the way it is for you. So we come up, you know, as we're growing up, there are a lot of messages that we're getting. You know, every guy asks them, you know, am I a real man? What's my identity? You know, am I attractive? Do women like me? Are they attracted to me? Am I going to have an easy time with this relationship or girl thing, or am I going to have a tough time with it? So our identities are constantly being formed, self-esteem wise, as men move out of the teen years and in the 20 years. And of course, the natural progression is to want to mate, to want to find a girlfriend, or to find a wife and settle down and get married. Well, that's true for some guys, and it's not true for others. Some of them that you've seen prefer to have, you know, just keep going from girl to girl, et cetera, and just taking the pleasure, and then when it gets deeper, you know, bail out. You guys have heard that. Okay, now, again, we're talking energetically about how this works. So what happens is, as men grow up, their sex is usually something, their sex drive, their sex desires is usually something that is a big secret. You really can't talk about it, maybe a little bit with your friends, but you know what it's like? It's a subject for most of us of shame. That I'm horny. That I'm thinking about sex. And what will people think of me? I have desires. People think I'm a pervert. You know, all this just self-judgment, because out in the world, what do we see? We see careers being destroyed by sex. We see relationships being destroyed. We see all kinds of chaos and panic, and we get a lot of mixed messages. I remember that I was on a co-ed scout retreat in junior high, and one of the scoutmasters came in with a hatchet, and he said to us, if any of you guys touch any of the Girl Scouts, I mean, they were our age, you know, we're all like 15 or 16 or something. The guy comes in the hatchet, he says, if any of you guys touch any of these girls, man, I'm gonna freaking let you have it with the hatchet. So what's the association that we have there? You know, touching girls or frat or trying to initiate romance, you're gonna get hit with a hatchet. Okay, we all get messages like that, right? So we're like, whoa, there's a certain amount of fear going on. Now, if you drive down Sunset Boulevard here, I'm about 4 blocks away from the Sunset Strip here, you're gonna see billboards of Calvin Klein perfume. You know, you ever see the perfume ads? I mean, they're just, it's softcore, I won't say it, but it's pretty risque, okay, put it that way. And the messages are coming, you better have, if you're not having sex and you're not getting the girl you want, and if you don't have a girl like this, you know, and if you can't take her to Monte Carlo, there's something wrong with you, right? These are the messages that we're getting. Okay, well, I guess I should be having sex now. Okay. Now, growing up, you know, if you're growing up, you know, in the last 20, 25 years, you were a kid, you know, you have role models in the movies. So I grew up with the James Bond movies and Clint Eastwood and who else? A couple other tough guys, right? Everybody wants to be a tough guy. Everybody wants to be the hero. And so what are these tough guys doing? These tough guys are, you know, they're beating up the bad guy, but they're also having multiple affairs with women. kind of like casual, you know, promiscuous. You know, he's James Bond. I think he's with 3 or 4 women every movie. You know, this one here and that one here and that one here. And the messages are that it's a sport. That just like, you know, going to play golf. You know, you meet a girl and you have sex and that's part of the deal. Well, that's the messages that we got when we were growing up. But that's not the reality of it for most of us. For most of us, and for all of us, actually, the sex act in itself is neutral. It's like fire. You can use fire to keep yourself warm. You can use fire to cook yourself a great meal, or you could use fire to burn down a building or a campground or something like that. If you're the fire is neutral, but it's the energy. What's the energy again? We come back to that. Is it high vibration or low vibration? High vibration energy wants the best for everyone. It's never in a rush. It's peaceful, and it doesn't need anything or anyone to be able to stay happy, joyous, and free. Okay? Remember that. High vibrational energy. There's no thing that you need to be in high vibrational energy. It's the understanding of how to connect to the higher dimensions, how to clean your own energy out, clean out any low vibration energy out of you so you can connect to the high vibration energy. Right? All right. The low vibration energy is filled with shame. It's filled with secrets. It has a desire to fulfill itself regardless of whether anybody else benefits from it or not. So what happens as men, as we continue to grow up, many of us find fulfillment, find girlfriends, find wives, and are able to fulfill ourselves in a high vibration energy way, which is the ability to put off immediate gratification for long-term fulfillment. So a lot of times people choose to wait. When you're dating someone that you're interested in, you might marry them. You might want to hold off on the sex until you get to know someone, or until you can build a friendship and build a connection with someone. Because another energetic law is that which is seen comes from the unseen. That which is seen comes from the unseen. So everything that we experience in the physical world here, the computer, the TV, the blinds, whatever it is, once upon a time, it didn't exist. But it came about, these invisible things like your computer that you're watching me on. Once, 5 years ago or 2 years ago or 10 years ago, didn't exist. It was something that was invisible, the parts. But someone had a thought and said, let's create a computer. Okay, well, what do you need to do that? Well, we need to get the metal, and we need to get the circuit boards, and we need to get the screen, and boom, here it is. So everything that we're seeing in the physical world was created in the non-physical world. And this is the power of energy awareness training. Because when you have a problem, let's say you have an issue, let's say a married couple not getting along, and they've been trying to get along, and they just can't seem to break through the stuckness or the walls that they're dealing with. Well, if you're dealing on a 3-dimensional realm, most people will say, well, you can't make an impasse. I guess you guys got to break up, and I guess it's over. I talked about this in my class on relationships. But usually below the problem of whatever it is that you have, no matter what it is, relationship, financial, health problem, career, etc., wherever the point is where you're stuck, right below there is the energy's telling you what to do. It's telling you that you're stuck. It's telling you the energy's not moving. So rather than just dealing with 3 dimensions in our lives and dealing with our challenges and our problems, what would it be like if we could access all 10 dimensions? Would that be cool? That's what you do in energy awareness training. And that's why people who have come to me with all kinds of problems, whether it's emotional, even people come to me with physical problems. And, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I don't do any kind of therapy whatsoever. What I do work is I work with the energy in the body. And you've heard the phrase maybe, change your energy, change your life, right? Master your energy, master your life. And this is the one key component that's been missing for all of us who want to make change, who want to move forward. Maybe we have family members who we're not getting along with, or we're going sideways, or maybe you have friends that need help. This is very important. This is what energy awareness training does. It deals with these factors from a energetic point of view. I don't know if you guys saw it just a couple of days ago. One of the parents from one of the shootings committed suicide. And that was on top of another girl who was part of the student body, I think it was from Parkland, the Parkland shootings. They committed suicide. Wow. Now, that whole process, which we'll talk about here in a future class, is completely understandable. And if you become energetically aware, you can prevent that. You can prevent depression. You can prevent people from taking their lives, because you understand that it's a process. It's not just something that happens out of the clear blue sky. It's a process. You have to have a thought. And if it's somebody who's suicidal, usually that thought is a what? It's a low vibration energy thought that comes into a low vibration energy emotion, that comes into a low vibration energy feeling, that comes into a low vibration energy behavior, right? Remember I said low vibration energy attracts what? More low vibration. So all of these things that are happening with people, when somebody commits suicide, I don't want to dwell on this topic, but they think there's no way out. There's no way out. I'm stuck. I got this problem. I don't think it's ever going to go away. I don't think there's any solution to it. I can't deal with it anymore. So bye-bye, bam. Whoa. Now, what kind of energy is that, guys? High vibration, low vibration energy. Again, low vibration energy, stuck, constricted, moving down, anxiety, worry, stress, doubt, fear, all that. It's low vibration energy. And that low vibration energy attracts more low vibration energy. So let's move into this. Now, I think you guys are ready. Let's move into the topic here. And I want to discuss the lives of two men who are very prominently in the news today. One of them is Harvey Weinstein. He's the granddaddy of the whole Me Too movement. You guys know about him, a very famous producer, very successful producer, production company. He was one of the kings of Hollywood at one time. Now, I read some interviews with him about this. I studied him voraciously here about this. And one of the things that he mentions a poor self-image growing up. He thinks he's, according to the quotes, overweight. He thinks that he's ugly. He feels that he's been dealt a bad hand in life. So he made up with that by becoming super successful, and then thinking that super success would be able to alleviate the issues. Remember I talked about the issues that we all have, that we all grow up with, that we're trying to heal or we're trying to recover from. So according to what I read, Harvey was dealing with a horrible self-image. Didn't like the way he looked, didn't like his weight, didn't like his experience, didn't like his ethnicity. So a lot of self-hatred there. Now, what's important in understanding in energy awareness training is that who we are right now today is an accumulation of all the energies that have gone before us. So today, my memories, my experiences, and a lot of them were traumatic. A lot of them were upsetting growing up, getting beat up in the schoolyard, or getting abused, or being made fun of, or being bullied. All this is an energy that sticks with us throughout our lives. And no one ever taught us, how do we deal with it? They never taught us that it was an energy that attaches itself to us. So that's why you can remember something, an upsetting memory or an upsetting time that affected you 20, 30, 40 years ago. And as you think about it, if you haven't cleared it, it still has an electrical charge in you. It's still haunting. It's, oh yeah, I feel that. You know, I had a song I used to listen to. I had a bad breakup many years ago, and I had this song that came on. It was a Sting, "Why Should I Cry for You?" And every time that song came on, I'd go, oh, remember that girl? We were so in love. I thought we were going to get married. What happened? And then I'd go, as that song would sing, all the emotions would just, all the pain and all the painful memories and the struggle. I'm back there. I'm right there. It's like it never left. And that's what triggers do when you have energy that's not released, or that's still inside you. So when we're talking about Harvey, we recognize here that there's a lot of low vibration energy that was still continuing to vibrate in him. And, you know, all the success in the world can't take that energy away. That energy, remember I say nothing changes until energy moves. So unless you take that energy away, it's going to be with you, and it's going to be with you your whole life. We specialize in energy awareness training of dissolving those energies and clearing them so that there's no more charge in them. So with Harvey, so what does he do? You know, he found a wife and he's had children, but that wasn't enough for him, because the low vibration energy that kept saying, you're ugly, you're fat, you know, you're undesirable, you're like this, kept reacting to this energy. So it became about the conquest. It became about, you know, oh, you know, how many Hollywood starlets can I seduce? And the ability to cross that line in the inappropriateness with relationships, with all the stuff he did. It's all chronicle. I don't need to go into it. But what happens? The pursuit of sexuality for gratification, for immediate gratification. Okay, remember I went through that here earlier. It's low vibration energy. So when I'm going on, I'm so horny, man. I gotta get something going. I gotta feed this urge. Okay. Well, what's the energy you're in? Desperateness, horniness, lust, obsessive, compulsive, like that. That's low vibration energy. And what's low vibration energy going to bring you more of? Low vibration energy, which is exactly what he did. The low vibration energy will give you a quick hit. It'll give you an ounce of pleasure to draw you in to create a pound of pain for you. And that's exactly what he's done. He went over that quick hit. He was going after the quick hit when trying to seduce, all the models and starlets he was dealing with. Now remember this, guys, and this is important. I don't think I've ever taught you this before, but I teach this in my advanced classes. There's always two things happening in reality. Actually more than two, but at least two. And if you get this, you'll really make a step forward in your energy awareness. Because when Harvey was doing his his thing, his assault and planning that, ambush these girls, et cetera, well, he was doing two things. In the physical world, he was creating chaos, and he was creating a slave to that desire, to that lust, to that conquest, to the energy. In the energetic level, he was creating a direction. And see, everything that we do, every act, every thought that we think, every emotion we have creates a direction. And it's either in high vibrational energy, which is going to lead to short-term pushback of immediate gratification for long-term fulfillment, or it's going to be low vibration energy, which is going to give you an upfront hit and going to cause long-term pain. So now, the low vibration energy never warns you and says, hey, I just want you to know, if you come with me, there's going to be suffering. No, it doesn't say that. You got to figure that out. And if you don't figure that out, and if you're not energetically aware, you're going to suffer. So let's examine how that happened with Harvey. So he starts listening to energy that says, hey, let's get some on the side. Hey, I know I'm married. And by the way, he married a beautiful woman. He was married to a beautiful woman, and he has children. But that wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. If he had found the expression of that sexuality with his wife, and to nurture the marriage, which would nurture the family, which would nurture himself and his wife and marriage and family, that would be a high vibration energy thing. That would be high vibrational energy. Sexuality done with consciousness, with awareness, with the desire to create an energy of continuing intimacy, of continuing closeness, of continuing respect, and all that's good. That's what it was made for. High vibrational energy, sexuality, yeah, high five. Unfortunately, because we have two energies in the world, we have low vibration energy. And low vibration energy can take this act, which is so powerful that it can create life, and wants to take it into something secretive and dirty and seductive, and play to bring in this energy and make it a sport. And there are many dating coaches and dating companies right now that evaluate, hey, if you take our classes, we'll make sure you get 5 conquests in a weekend, or 6, all the way. You'll go all the way to 6. It's like trophy hunting, right? It's like, what is this, sports? It's not sports. And that's the lie that we've been taught. Yeah, guys have needs. Yeah, no doubt about that. And you can learn how to express those needs in a high vibration energy way, or you can express them in a low vibration energy way. So when we're talking about Harvey, what did he choose to do? Maybe he wasn't energetically aware. Obviously not. So he chose the energy of the quick hit, of the conquest, of the sport, right? And he really pretty much didn't care about the other person. And if you're doing sexuality and you don't care about the other person, or just an object for your desire, that's low vibration energy sexuality. And what's low vibration energy sexuality gonna bring more of? Suffering and pain. But it didn't up front. And this is the key thing I want you to know. If you're taking notes on this, I hope you are. The suffering from low vibration energy doesn't come up front. If it came up front, no one would ever do anything bad or do anything low vibration energy. If you got nailed right at the moment, no one would ever steal anything. If you were going to steal something and the minute you stole it, bam, you got a cosmic whack. But it's not like that. It's not like that in the energetic worlds. Okay, got some more people coming on. Mickey, hey, welcome. Glad you're here. Hi, Debbie. We need to talk. Again, all of you coming on, all of you sound like Archie Bunker. Please write me a hit or a hi, or if you have any questions that we're talking about, let's go for it. So, all right. So I'm using these examples that have been in the paper. Okay, it's not. I'm not saying anything that 100 million people don't already know, but I'm using this as an example when I'm talking about these guys, especially Harvey. So what happens to him is he gets into this pattern of getting a quick hit by assaulting and making moves on people who trust him. Wildly inappropriate. But he gets away with it. I guess it happened enough for him that he kept going and he kept going and he kept going. So in this example of what we're talking about energetically and energetic sexuality, whatever the intention, the consciousness is, when you're expressing yourself, sexuality is going to mean the direction of whether you're in high vibration or whether you're in low vibration energy. Now, we want to be in high vibrational energy. We want long-term fulfillment. So when you're dating or when you're just getting into a relationship with someone, we teach, hey, put off the physicality until you've built enough energy, intimacy, trust, companionship, etc., where you've built enough non-physical, remember we talked about that earlier, every non-physical traits that can lead into the expression of the physical, right? As opposed to just going to get a quick hit. So finishing the story with Harvey, he kept doing this over and over again. He didn't get caught for a while. He thought he was going to get away with it forever, right? And then what happened? When we do low vibration energy, thoughts, feelings, behaviors, etc., that has a karma to it. That has an energetic direction. Remember I told you two things happening? It's creating a direction, and you're either moving towards high vibrational energy or low vibrational energy. So what Harvey was doing every time he did that or made an attempt to do that was creating a low vibration energy frequency. And that low vibration energy frequency, what does it do? It attracts more low vibration energy frequencies. It attracts more chaos. It attracts more separation. It attracts more suffering until the point where it manifests like a seed. It's like you plant a seed in the ground. You got to leave it alone for a while. You don't know what's happening with it. But usually if you keep it watered, it's going to start to grow and it's going to start to bear fruit. So there's high vibration energy fruit and there's low vibration energy fruit. What eventually happened to Harvey was he got caught, and not only by one, and all of a sudden they started coming out of the woodwork. And this is what's happened with every man who's been, caught up in the Me Too movement. It wasn't just one time or two times or three times or four times. It was a pattern of behavior, and it was a pattern of low vibration energy behavior that metastasized into one giant negative ball of low vibration energy. So as a result, what happened to him? So for this action now, the guy's been disgraced. His wife divorced him. He may go to jail, and he's been horribly. So where I'm looking for this, we'll go with disgrace. Now, if I asked him today, hey, Harv, you got a lot of conquests, okay? Slept with a lot of women. Was it worth it? Was it worth losing your company, disgracing your brother, your family name, having your wife leave you, being a pariah, losing your reputation, and all the money it cost you in defense teams? You know what he'd probably say? Probably say, no, it wasn't worth it. So we have a definition of wisdom in energy awareness training. And I have two definitions. Definition number one, the definition of wisdom is the ability to see the results of your actions before you do it. The ability to see the results of your actions before you do it. Not after. Everybody can see the results of their actions after they do it, because hindsight's 20/20. The value of energy awareness training is to be able to see the results of your actions before you do it, before you step into that trap that's laid out right in front of you. That's real wisdom. And I add energetic wisdom is the ability to see the energy around a person, place, thing, activity, relationship, etc. So you can read the energy, because the energies don't lie. The energies are reliable, and they will tell you what direction and what trend something and what direction something's going in. Because remember I said about energy, it has a purpose, it has a power, it has a frequency, it has a direction, and it gives off information. So this is how I'm able to help people heal themselves with self-sabotage, with self-hatred, or dealing with the negative voice that's inside your head that's always putting you down. We deal with this with energetic tools. You can't do it with just a thought. You can't. Oh, I think positive. Okay. The thought comes, you're not worthy. You're never going to be successful. Oh, yes, I am. I'm going to think positive. I'm going to be, no, you're not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. You're just having a tug of war of thought. Remember, nothing changes until energy moves. Okay? Nothing changes until energy moves. So let me give you one more example and then we'll wrap this up. This is my all-time example when I'm talking about the dangers of male sexuality. You might remember there was a presidential candidate in the last election or 2 elections ago. And he was a senator from North Carolina, and his name was John Edwards. Again, this is all written out, and it's all over it's news. Nothing I'm telling you is anything new, but you may not have heard it from this perspective. So John Edwards was married to a great woman, and they had a great family. They had 2 wonderful kids, and he had a previous daughter. No, I think they were all from the same woman. And they were supposedly happy, and he was running for president. She had been a cancer victim. She had gotten breast cancer before he ran for president, but it was in remission. So he thought, okay, I think everything's going to be fine here. So he was up in New York, and I don't know the intimate details about his sex life, but you figure, if you got cancer, if your wife's got cancer, you're probably not having a lot of sex while she's in recovery. Just common sense. So he's up in New York and still running. He's still running for president. And a woman comes up to him and says, and this guy's a handsome guy, and she says, "Wow, you're hot. You're hot. I'd like to spend some time with you." Right? And he thinks to himself, well, my wife's back home, and what could it hurt? Nobody will find out. Come on. So he has her come up to the room. They do their thing. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. And this is the thing with desire. You have to be careful about it, because if it feels good, whether it's high vibration or low vibration, you want to do it again. So he says, well, why don't you come up the next night? So they had a whole thing going while he was in New York. Okay, he goes back to his wife, back to his campaign. And he sure is enjoying that. He's going, wow, man, that's exactly what I need. That hot sex is exactly what I need. So I want to keep that going. I don't want my wife to find out about it. And I don't want the public to find out about it, or else I'll be crucified for it. So he decides to hire her as a videographer for his campaign and keep her around on the campaign bus right in front of his wife. So he's got his mistress and his wife, in the same proximity. And he gets away with it for a while, month after month after month, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. No problem. Low vibration energy behavior, right? Cheating, adultery, deception. But hey, nobody's found out. It's all going to be good. Well, remember what I'm teaching you this morning. There's always 2 things happening. There's the situation that you're doing with, and there's the energy direction that it's going into. So the affair kept going. He suspended his campaign and was in the running to be a vice presidential nominee, I think, back then. And what happens is that he gets the woman pregnant. And now she's pregnant. The mistress is pregnant. Meanwhile, he's trying to keep this from the wife and kids and the media. So the mistress has the baby, and he says, well, we'll go out to Beverly Hills and I'll meet you. I'll fly in there and we'll have a secret rendezvous where I can see the baby, because he wanted to see his new daughter, right? Okay. So somewhere, somehow, somebody found out about it, found out that there was a rumor that he had a love child and had a secret mistress. So they dispatched a photographer to the Beverly Hilton Hotel, which is about 10 minutes down the road from here, Beverly Hills. And when Edwards went to go see his mistress and the baby in the hotel room, he left the window open, and there's the National Enquirer taking the pictures, taking those pictures. And when he got ready to leave, and the photographer confronted him in the parking lot, and he says, Senator Edwards, Do you have any comment on that you have a mistress and a love child? And he was, whoa, how'd they find out? How'd they find out? No, I have no comment. And they go, are you sure? We got pictures. He freaked out. Okay. High vibration energy. What's the purpose of high vibration energy? Give you immediate upfront pleasure and long-term pain. Okay. He got the upfront pleasure. Now here comes the long-term pain. So it broke in the media. Front page news in National Enquirer. Senator Edwards has mistress and love child. So what does the guy do? He's totally not energetically aware because he decides to lie about it. Low vibration energy creates what? More low vibration energy. So he gets on Nightline. He says, well, yeah, I had an affair, but my wife forgave me, and that's not my child. That's my AIDS child. That's right. The guy that works for me, it's his child. Yeah. Spins another lie. It just gets out of control. It's an interesting story how it goes down, but what happened? The bottom line out of this whole fiasco, the world found out about it. His wife found out about it. His children found out about it. Everybody found out about it. Now, think about this, and this is the kicker for today's teaching. Now, today, he says, if only I had known then what I know now, I never would have done it. If only the low vibration energy said, Senator Edwards, before you take this woman back up to your hotel room, just understand that you will be wrecking your reputation, that you will be wrecking your marriage, that you will be wrecking virtually everything that you care about. Your children will look upon you with disrespect, and it's going to blow up in your face. He said, if only someone had told me that, then I wouldn't have done this. And this is the power and the importance of being energetically aware. I said high vibration energy causes long-term pain. No, I meant low vibration energy creates short-term pain. Long-term pain. Brian, I'm reading your thing here. High vibration, long-term pain. So let me clarify that. High vibration energy put off temporary gratification for long-term fulfillment. Okay, just make sure I got that right. High vibration energy, long-term fulfillment. Low vibration energy, upfront pleasure, upfront gratification, long-term suffering. So I'm using the examples, Senator Edwards, of what happened to him. Now he's faded off into oblivion. But that's the way these energies work. They don't tell us, hey, I'm trying to destroy you. I'm trying to take you out of high vibration and low vibration energy. So at that crucial point, if Senator Edwards had been energetically aware, he would have got this opportunity presented to him. He could say, an opportunity for upfront, immediate gratification. Well, let's examine what the energy is about this. If I partake in this pleasure, I'm going to have to lie. I'm going to have to be deceitful. I'm going to betray my vows. I'm going to have to cover this thing up. Now, is that high vibration or low vibration energy? It's definite low vibration energy. What do we learn today? Low vibration energy attracts more what? Low vibration energy. So at that point, if he was one of my students and learned the teachings of energy awareness training, he would have recognized, that's low vibration energy coming at me to give me a temporary high so it can get me to suffer. No thanks, no thanks, thanks, but not interested. He didn't see that at the time because he wasn't energetically aware. He saw it very clearly at the end. After the whole thing had blown up in his face, he saw really clearly, I made that decision. That decision caused me to get involved in this, and that decision created this suffering and this pain, not only for me, but for my family. If only I had known then what I know now. And that's the power of what we teach in energy awareness training. So at your point of the decision that you have to make, whatever it is, relationships, money, health, buying a car or moving to a new place, whatever it is, remember, all of these things are energy. And as energy, it has a purpose, a power, a direction, a frequency, and it gives you off information. So if he'd been energetically aware, he'd been able to see, okay, you know what? Yeah, this woman's very attractive. Yeah, I'm sure we could have a great time. Yeah, it'd be great. But if I can get involved in that, that's going to be low vibration energy. And that's going to hurt me, and it's going to hurt people I love, and somebody's going to end up suffering. So I'm going to choose the high vibration energy. I'm going to choose high vibration energy. I'm going to push off that instant gratification. I'm going to say no to it. Yeah, there's a part of me that would like to do that, but my higher self, my high vibration energy says no. I'm going to prevent that, so as I can maintain my dignity, my trust, and my loyalty to my wife. Now, no one said it was going to be easy. No one, and it's not. And that's where your training comes in. The ability to be able to read things that look so good, and yet they're traps. I talked about that scene in Munich where the Israelis, the Israelis who were soldiers, they were interacting with the terrorist organization, and the terrorist organization, they're trying to knock each other off. And the terrorist organization didn't come to the Israelis, as guerrillas. It came as a seductress in the bar. It said, "Hey, come on up to my room. Hey, I'm lonely. Come on up." And that's the way they called the honey trap. And they lured some of the soldiers up there, and the bad guys were waiting when he came in, and boom, that's what happened. So these are roadmaps. They're signs to give us an awareness of every day we're participating in energy. Every day we're having an energetic exchange, and it's either high vibration or low vibration energy. Okay, it's one of the two. And if it's high vibration energy, we want more of it. If it's low vibration energy, we don't want to have any part of it. So this is what it means to become energetically aware. I've taken you through a long journey here of how these energies work and why male sexuality, if it's not contained, I don't say repressed, I'm saying contained, can lead to all sorts of issues. And I may be doing a class here about sex addiction. What happens is that that's pretty much what Harvey was. That's pretty much what anyone who has a need, a compulsive, obsessive need that's dangerous, that's not good for you, but you do it anyway, that's an addiction. And sexual addiction is running rampant in our country. It's at epidemic proportions. You have people addicted to porn. You have people addicted to escorts. You have people addicted to all these dark things to be able to get that fulfillment. Now, I'm not making any judgment. Some would say different strokes for different folks. Sure. All I'm saying is whatever stroke you're into and whatever you're doing, there's a high vibration energy aspect to it and a low vibration energy aspect to it. So when you study energy awareness training and you familiarize, and I make my students memorize all the aspects of high vibration and low vibration, so you can spot it immediately. So you can spot it, you can know what's happening, where it's going, and what's happening. Now you're able to protect yourself. Now, it's so important, you guys. All right, mention one other thing. It's important in your energetic journey not just to know this intellectually. In my training, what I do is I teach you how to clean and clear your energy. First of all, how to be aware of what energies are influencing you. I call it an energetic scan. We'll go over that probably next week. We'll do some more exercises. But I show you how to be aware. See, right now, well, let's do it. Everybody, go ahead and close your eyes for a minute. And just tune into what it feels like to be you inside there now. Notice there's a lot of thoughts. Some of you may have sensations. Some of you may have a little pain. Whatever it is. Now, there's a whole energy field that's running you right now. And some of it may be high vibration energy. Some of it may be low vibration energy. Some of it may be a mixture of both. But the energy that we wake up is one big salad when moving, entity. And usually for most people, it's out of alignment. It's like, well, I feel pretty good, but I'm worried about this, or I'm okay, but I got my neck, like this. And I'm here to tell you, the most important thing you can do to move your life forward is to study energy awareness training. The most important thing, if you want to make changes, if you want to get to the next level, if you want to get rid of old issues that you're dealing with or old behaviors, energy awareness training focuses on doing exactly that by showing you how to take back your energy. And instead of being at the effect, you can open your eyes now, at being at the effect of the stuff going on inside you, you can control the energies, clean it and clear it like you do your body every day, right? You clean and you clear, you clean your body of dirt and stress every day. You can't help it. Every day that we leave the house, right? We get dirty, we get sweaty, we got to come, we got to clean our bodies. If we don't clean our bodies, we're going to have trouble. Maybe not tomorrow, but in a day or two, people are going to start to notice. It's the same thing with our energetic bodies. We've got to be able to understand that, number one, we do have an energetic body, and this energy is made up of our feelings, of our emotions, and the energy body is like a backstop, and it catches our low vibration energy. It captures, our anxiety, our stress, our worry, our doubt, our fear, all that stuff. Now, if we clean it, no more doubt, no more fear, no more anxiety. If we don't clean it, it starts to accumulate. And that's low vibration energy. And what does low vibration energy give you more of? Low vibration energy. That's not what we want. So this is another example of cueing into how the hidden energies work and how they work, especially in male sexuality. So those of you who are interested in this topic, I may do one more class on this and specific tools on how to deal with that. Also want to talk about sex addiction. You can be married and have sex addiction. You can be single and have sex addiction. You can be, celibate and have sex addiction. You can be afraid of relationships and still be affected by the addiction, because the addiction goes two ways. It goes being addicted to the behavior or being addicted to staying away from that and having a fear around it, not going anywhere near that. And that's what typically happens when people break up. When you go through a breakup, last thing you want to do is get involved in another relationship, right? You may want to, have fun a little bit or play around, but last thing you want to do is get into another committed long-term relationship, right? Because you're still smarting from the last one. Makes no sense to get into something else new while you're still in the low vibration energy of the last one. So wrapping this up here, nothing changes until energy moves. And no matter what we do in this life, there's two things happening. There's what we're doing, and there's the direction that it takes us in. So when we're in a high vibration energy direction, when we choose things for long-term fulfillment, long-term success, long-term happiness, a lot of times there's a price to pay in the beginning. Maybe it's going to take some hard work to get that. Maybe it's going to take some focus, or maybe it's going to take not doing some things in order to achieve a long-term fulfillment. We also know that in low vibration energy, that wants to give you a quick upfront hit so that it can draw you into whatever activity it is, which is usually a low vibration energy, so it can give you long-term suffering. So you're at choice right now: happiness, fulfillment, or suffering. Which one do you choose? And if you're energetically aware, you have the tools to be able to deal with this. And we'll give you more information as we continue. All right. Brian Moreno says, Glenn is an MF boss. Thanks. Appreciate that, Brian. David, thanks for coming on. I appreciate that. Anybody has any questions before I wrap up today? Yeah, we talked about pain bodies, looking at the chat. Dante, thanks for being on there. Beautiful. All right, well, that's going to wrap up today's Facebook Live on male sexuality. Can it be dangerous? Now, remember, one thing I want to mention to you, and Dante, thanks for that. I'm not talking about suppressing in any way. I'm not talking about denying your sexuality or denying your the natural desires that take place. Okay, I'm talking about to be able to rework them energetically, and I'll give you some exercises on our next class here to show you how to do that. You can transmute. You ever heard of that book, Think and Grow Rich? You guys read that book? There's a whole chapter in there called Sex Transmutation. And sex transmutation means taking this energy, this powerful energy, and harnessing it and directing it so that we are proactive in utilizing this energy instead of being reactive. See, if you're not energetically aware, you're a victim of this energy. The energy is going, come on, man, I need fulfillment. I need to express it. So what do people do? They look for a low vibration energy way to get immediate gratification. And that, by and large, is going to create an addiction. That's why I mentioned last week there are some guys who masturbate 10 times a day. Well, okay, that's one way of dealing with the energy, but how do you feel afterwards? How about taking that energy and transmuting it into your creativity, into your goals that you want to have in your life, into a relationship that you want to build? The sex energy is the most powerful energy we have inside us, and we can use that. Most of the very successful entrepreneurs and millionaires and billionaires, they have high sex drive, big time high sex drive. But what they do is they take the energy and they funnel that into a place where it can create more high vibration energy, long-term fulfillment. Okay, the guy who's doing his number 10 times a day, that's just wasting the energy. It's going nowhere. Hence the term. I can go into it, but you guys know what it is. You're going nowhere with this, with that energy. So high vibration, low vibration energy. Get educated. Get energetically trained. If you have questions, you can Facebook me. You can do a Facebook Messenger about what I do. I have a site people can get information on called energyawareness-secrets.com, energyawareness-secrets.com. I have a YouTube channel, Glenn Ackerman or Energy Awareness Training, on YouTube with a lot of videos on different aspects of energy awareness training. But I encourage you, if this rang your bell, if this is something you go, wow, this is just really something here, then the most powerful and important thing you can do to move your life forward is to study energy awareness training. Either have me coach you, or use the online modules, or get in a group class, or do something so that by this time next year, you've taken an amazing shift and your life has gone to the absolute next level that you wanted to. And when that happens, man, that's the ultimate high vibration energy. All right, you guys, I really appreciate you being here. We'll be back next week at 10:30. By the way, I'd like to ask you guys one other thing. I can do these at 10:30 on Sunday mornings, or I can do them later on in the evening. So if you guys would go ahead and just let me know, write down here what works best for you, whether you can get on Sunday mornings at 10:30 Pacific time, or if later in the evening I'd probably do the other one about 7:30 Pacific time, so that'd be 10:30 Eastern. So you guys let me know which one works the best. I'd appreciate it. Any input you have, love to talk to you guys. Been a pleasure with you, and hey, have a fantastic weekend and stay in high vibrational energy. Happiness, joy, peace, kindness, loving. Feels good. All right, everyone. Thanks for being with me. Bye for now.